grand halls of science. We are taught to believe in certain sacred principles: rigor, peer review, the self-correcting nature of the scientific method. But what happens when those very systems, the guardians of truth, begin to falter? When the pursuit of knowledge becomes entangled with ambition, ideology, or worse, deception. Over the past year, a series of scandals have shaken the scientific world, and with them, our trust. In early 2025, a promising doctoral student at MIT, Aidan Turner Rogers, published a paper that seemed too good to be true. It claimed that artificial intelligence had drastically improved efficiency in a materials science lab, streamlining workflows, accelerating discoveries, cutting through complexity. It wasn't just a hot topic, it was the topic. Major media outlets picked it up. The message was clear: AI isn't just the future of science, it is the present, and it is delivering. But a few months later, MIT launched an internal investigation. The results? Devastating. The data was fraudulent. The paper was retracted. The student expelled. MIT issued a public statement expressing no confidence in the study's legitimacy, a rare move from such a prestigious institution. And just like that, what looked like progress turned out to be a mirage. But the real concern wasn't just the deception, it was that no one caught it until it was too late. It exposed a troubling truth. Our hunger for tech-driven breakthroughs may be outpacing our capacity for scrutiny. If the MIT case was about media hype, the next scandal cuts even deeper, into the heart of biomedical science. In 2006, a groundbreaking study published in Nature suggested that a specific protein, called A-beta 56, caused memory loss in mice. It became a cornerstone of Alzheimer's research. The so-called amyloid hypothesis went on to shape decades of thinking, directing billions in pharmaceutical investment. But in June 2024, Nature retracted the paper. An investigation found manipulated images, duplicated, cropped, suspicious. Of the 6 authors, 5 agreed to the retraction. The lead researcher, Sylvain Lesnay, did not. What's at stake here isn't just one bad study. It is an entire research direction, a generation of experiments, years of clinical trials that may have chased a flawed premise. The question now is, how many cures were missed because everyone followed a theory built on sand? Not all bad science is born from fraud. Sometimes it grows from wishful thinking and from a culture eager to believe. In 2018, a study in JAMA Internal Medicine claimed that eating organic food lowered the risk of certain cancers. The public ate it up. Health influencers touted it. Organic brands pointed to it. The study became a talking point in wellness communities across the world. But in late 2024, French authorities formally challenged the study. They pointed to glaring problems. The data was observational. Lifestyle factors like exercise and income weren't fully accounted for. And most critically, there was no causal link proven. The study remains unretracted, but its credibility is severely damaged. Here we see science not failing through lies, but through unearned certainty, the kind that thrives when ideology meets selective evidence. But behind these isolated scandals is a larger, more insidious force: the industrialization of scientific misconduct. In 2025, investigative journalists exposed paper mills, companies that produce fake scientific studies on demand. They fabricate data, forge peer reviews, even sell authorship spots. For a price, anyone can be published. Academic journals, pressed for content, strained by volume, are often unable to keep up. Major publishers like Springer Nature and Wiley have retracted thousands of papers in recent years. And experts warn that is just the beginning, because the incentives to publish remain strong. Tenure, funding, prestige. And in this publish or perish culture, science itself has become a game. And like any game, it can be exploited. So where does this leave us? Cynicism is a tempting response. If elite institutions cannot catch bad science, who can? If even the top journals publish lies, why believe anything at all? But here's the paradox. Retractions are a form of progress. Painful, messy, imperfect, but real. Science doesn't promise certainty. It promises a method. A method that works best when challenged, when verified, when watched. What's broken is not science itself, but the institutions and incentives around it. As the public, our role is not to turn away, but to engage with informed skepticism, to ask harder questions, to separate evidence from narrative. Because science is not just a body of knowledge, it's a human endeavor. And like any human system, it needs accountability. Not just from within, but from all of us. We still need science, desperately. But more than that, we need to protect it. From fraud, from hype, from ourselves. Truth may take time, but it is worth the wait. If you enjoy content that informs, inspires, and digs deeper into the stories that matter, hit that subscribe button and stay connected with Zeal News Africa.